You've spent hundreds of hours at the driving range, thousands of dollars on lessons, and your handicap is still stuck, or worse, climbing. Most amateurs practice in ways that don't transfer to the course, and many tour pros spend a big chunk of time on short game, far more than most of us do. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to expose the 5 most destructive practice routines that are sabotaging your golf game. Routines you probably think are helping. The worst part? The longer you've been playing, the more likely you're making these mistakes. But don't worry, I'll show you exactly how to fix them. Mistake number 1, the machine gun approach. The most common practice mistake I see at every driving range in America is what I call the machine gun approach. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Grabbing that jumbo bucket, setting up and rapid firing ball after ball with the same club. Guys, this is killing your game. Here's why. On the course, you never hit the same shot twice in a row. You hit a drive, then wait several minutes before your next swing, which might be a completely different club. When you rapid fire 57 irons in a row, you're creating a false sense of improvement. Sure, by ball 40, you might be striping it, but that's because you've found a temporary groove that won't translate to the course. Studies from motor learning experts show that blocked practice, repeating the same motion, feels good in the moment, but leads to poorer retention and transfer to real play. What's even worse is that machine gunning creates mental laziness. You stop going through your pre-shot routine, stop visualizing the shot, and stop assessing results properly. It becomes mindless repetition instead of mindful practice. Next time you're at the range, try this instead. After every shot, put the club down, step away completely, and go through your full pre-shot routine before the next ball. Yes, you'll hit fewer balls, but each one will actually improve your game. Mistake number 2, ignoring the short game. Let's get brutally honest here. How much of your last practice session was dedicated to putting and chipping? For most guys, it's less than 20%, if any. Putting is roughly 40% of your strokes, and when you add wedges and chips, more than half your shots are inside 100 yards, especially for amateurs. Strokes gained data shows approach and driving are the biggest separators, but short game work can yield fast, meaningful gains. But there you are, pounding driver after driver, chasing that perfect swing that might save you 2 to 3 strokes per round, while ignoring the part of your game that could easily save you several strokes. What makes this mistake particularly destructive is that short game practice actually transfers to the course much faster than full swing practice. You could improve your putting in a single focused session, while that swing change might take weeks to ingrain. Next time you practice, flip your ratio. Aim for approximately 50 to 60% of your practice inside 100 yards. Your scorecard will thank you. Mistake number 3, practicing without pressure. Here's a scenario that happens to every golfer. You're striping it on the range, feeling like Tiger in his prime. Then you get to the first tee. There's a group waiting behind you, and suddenly your swing feels like you're trying to hit the ball with a garden hose. Why does this happen? Because traditional range practice has zero pressure, while golf is a high-pressure game. The driving range is comfortable, perfect lies, no consequences, no score being kept. But golf is played under constant pressure. Hazards, out of bounds, people watching, and a scorecard that records every mistake. When you practice without pressure, you're developing skills that fall apart exactly when you need them most. This mistake is particularly damaging for guys who can't understand why they can't take their range game to the course. Skills trained only without pressure often break down under pressure, add accountability consequences to bridge the gap. The fix? Add consequences to every practice session. Play games against yourself or friends. Put a small wager on practice results. Create scenarios where you have to hit 3 good shots in a row or start over. Make the last 10 minutes of every practice session a simulation of the most pressure-packed situations you face on the course. Mistake number 4, the perfect swing obsession. I've seen it countless times, guys spending years chasing the perfect swing, constantly tinkering with positions and angles, watching YouTube videos of swing mechanics, and never actually getting better at golf. This obsession with swing mechanics is a guaranteed game killer, and here's why. Golf isn't about having a perfect swing. It's about effectively getting the ball from point A to point B. Look at the PGA Tour. Jim Furyk and Bubba Watson have won majors with unconventional swings. Matthew Wolff has won on tour and contended in majors. Yet they've succeeded because they've mastered their own motion. The perfect swing trap keeps you perpetually in the learning phase, never in the performance phase. What's worse, this obsession creates paralysis by analysis. You get so focused on 17 different swing thoughts that you can't make a free athletic motion. Golf becomes mechanical, rigid, and frustrating. The most destructive part? You stop playing instinctively and start playing intellectually, and that never works in a dynamic sport like golf. If you're recognizing these mistakes in your own practice routine, you're not alone. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell icon to get notified about more game-changing golf tips that actually work. I'm committed to helping you play better golf without the usual BS. Drop a comment below telling me which of these practice mistakes you're guilty of. I read every comment and often get ideas for new content from your feedback. Now, let's get into the fifth and possibly most damaging practice mistake that's holding your game hostage. Mistake number 5, practicing without feedback. The final practice killer is also the most insidious because it feels productive. Practicing without meaningful feedback. Think about it. How do you know if that swing change you're working on is actually helping? Most guys rely on ball flight alone, which is like trying to fix your car's engine by only looking at how fast it drives. Without proper feedback, you're just reinforcing existing patterns, both good and bad. The ball went straight? Great, but why? The ball sliced? Too bad, but what caused it? Without understanding the cause-effect relationship in your swing, you're just hoping for improvement rather than engineering it. This mistake is particularly destructive because it creates false progress. You might have a great range session hitting into a net with no feedback, feeling like you've turned a corner, only to get to the course and discover nothing has changed. Or worse, you might be ingraining a compensating move that works temporarily but creates bigger problems down the road. The solution is simple but rarely implemented. Get objective feedback in every practice session. This doesn't mean you need a $20,000 launch monitor. Use your phone to record your swing. Use alignment sticks to check your setup. Use face tape to see where you're striking the ball. Even placing a towel or head cover under your arms during practice can provide instant feedback on body rotation. The key is getting information beyond just where did the ball go. These 5 practice mistakes, the machine gun approach, ignoring the short game, practicing without pressure, obsessing over the perfect swing, and practicing without feedback, are the hidden saboteurs of your golf game. The good news, they're all fixable, starting today. By making your practice more intentional, more game-like, and more focused on the scoring zones, you can drop strokes quickly without changing your swing or buying new equipment. Remember, it's not about practicing more, it's about practicing right. Hit that like button if this opened your eyes to some practice mistakes you've been making, and I'll see you on the course.